Hello everyone, so this video is going to be about the different brands of oil pastel that I'm using. I'm currently using 5 brands, and I have them up here. Let me get a pointer. So I have the Craypas Expressionist, I have Van Gogh, I have Mungio Gallery oil, soft oil pastel, neopastel, and senneliers. I'm using a 9x12 watercolor paper. I'm using the smooth side, and it's this stuff here by Canson. 140 pound 9x12. There's a textured side and a smooth side, and so for this I'm just going to use the smooth side. Okay, so I use 5 brands. Consistency hardest to softest. Sens are the softest, the neopastel, Mungios, then Van Goghs, and then the craypas are the hardest. And what that means is that there's less oil wax in this than compared to this. Yeah, let's add a little more. All right, so we're pretending this is a landscape of some sort. We have our layer, our first layer of oil pastel, and I used the craypas expressionist to do that with. Okay, now I'm going to clean my hands. Now I want to add another layer. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. Let's say I take another craypas. This is a different color. I'm going to go with the green. I'm just going to lay this on top. Let's see what that looks like. Okay. Just made a mark right on top. Now let's take the Van Gogh and do the same thing with the Van Gogh. Just make a layer on top. Okay, look at that up close. Let's add a little bit more of this craypas there. All right, now we're going to go to the Mungio Gallery Soft Oil Pastel, made in Korea. This is a color, pale ochre. Let's make a mark here with the pale ochre. Oop, that broke off. Okay, there's that. And then we're going to make a mark with the neopastel. Let's make a mark there. Okay. And then we're going to make a mark with the sennelier. Okay. Let's look at the difference between all these marks. First one was the craypas. Okay. I'm going to do another one with the craypas. Watch again. I'm actually pushing pretty hard into the paper. I'm actually giving it some pressure. You can see that because you can see the color is breaking away. It's breaking off the stick. I am putting pressure into it. I can still see the blue underneath the green in both marks. That layer of blue is still coming through, and I even put some pressure and make it more and more. I mean, I can still see the blue. All right, let's go back to the Van Gogh. This is a, what color is this? Turquoise blue Van Gogh. Again, we'll make another mark. I'm going to put some pressure into it. See how that color breaks off? Putting pressure into it. I can still see the blue underneath. Okay. Let's go with the Mungio Gallery Soft Oil Pastel, made in Korea. Mungio Gallery Soft. Make a mark. Put pressure into it. Still see the blue underneath. Here's the green. neopastel, a lime green. Hardly any pressure, literally just floats on top. I don't really see the blue underneath. Here's sennelier. What number is this? 72, I think. Make a mark here. That's really thick. I hardly put any pressure on it, and it just got a thick mark. So right away, you see, if I want to layer, I need to use the softer stuff on top of the craypas expressionist. I can't use the craypas expressionist because I can't get, I'll try a yellow, I'll try even a brighter color. I can't get the color to sit on top. What it wants to do is it just wants to mix with that blue underneath. Right? And look at that right there. It just wants to mix with the blue underneath. The Van Gogh is softer, but it's not soft enough. It still wants to mix in a little bit with that blue underneath, although I can get a thicker stroke with the Van Gogh. Here's a Mungio Gallery Soft Oil Pastel, different color this time. We'll try this one. Just better coverage, but I could still see that blue underneath. It does work better than this one though. Okay, the neopastel, nice soft stick here. Easy, hardly any pressure. I mean, I can put pressure on it. Here, I'll put a lot of pressure and really push in the paper. But you don't need to, it's easy. Senneliers, the softest oil pastel I've used. Hardly any pressure, covers. A lot of pressure, you get texture. So that is the difference. If I were to use just one brand, just this one, or just the Van Goghs, I have problems with layering. If I want a really strong contrast of color and brightness and contrast to create value changes and separations of something that is further away to something that is near us, closer, I use the softer stuff, and you can see it sits right on top. It sits right on top of that craypas. Does not mix in. You cannot see the blue underneath like you can with these brands here. So nice thick. So when you're layering, that's what comes in handy. That's that contrast, that difference between getting a mark like this and a mark like this makes a huge difference. So that's just like a quick demo, I guess. Layering. When you're layering, you want to start hard consistency and then move up to the softer stuff so that your top layer is your scents. And you can easily make leaves because you can literally just dab it right on top. Anyway, that's why I have different brands. I'm able to layer. So I start off with my craypas, my Mungios, my Van Goghs. I create kind of the first couple, 2 or 3 layers with that. Try to get it a little, cover the paper, do as much work with it, and then I finish off with neopastels and sens to really bring out the contrast, the colors, the value changes between something that is distant to something here that is then closer. So anyway, I hope that helps. Thanks guys, thanks for watching. All right, bye.